She ground the sleeping pills into a powder and gently placed it in the bread slices. She poured the rest into the milk, stirring it thoroughly. With a poisonous dinner in hand, she intended to serve it to her nephew. The boy refused to come down for a long time, so she had to pretend to take the plate away. But as soon as she put the plate down, a man appeared behind her. He grabbed her and subdued her, then turned to look at the boy. They were the robbers hired by the boy's father. They had murdered the boy's mother and fraudulently claimed a large sum of insurance money, but their plan had gone awry. The boy had recognized them at the police station. To prevent their identities from being exposed, they planned to silence him. The robbers slowly turned the doorknob. The boy under the bed was terrified. The robber barged into the bedroom, searching for the boy. He gently moved the bed, and the boy moved with it. But before long, the robber found him. The boy cowered in the corner. The robber crawled in, waving a knife in front of him, making him scream. But at that moment, the robber was suddenly pulled out. 2 gunshots followed, leaving large holes in the floor. It suddenly turned quiet. A pair of leather shoes walked towards the boy. It turned out to be his uncle, who loved him most. He told the boy to hide in the wardrobe and left him the gun for protection. He then straightened his clothes and closed the wardrobe door. However, during the earlier fight, the uncle had been stabbed in the back. The other robber found the boy's father and threatened him to hand over the huge insurance payout. But Mike had just killed the insurance manager, so he couldn't get the money. He had no money to give the man. The man was relentless. Later, this robber died in a car accident. Mike didn't dare stay a moment longer and hurried back home on his bike. He called out loudly but received no response. Entering the bedroom, he saw the woman was already dead. He then went to his son's room and only saw the bodies of the robber and his brother-in-law. A sinister thought occurred to him. If his son was also dead, he could escape guilt. He called out his son's name, searching for his body. Seeing the blood on the closet door, he hurriedly pulled it open. He snatched the gun from his son's hand and forced him to sit at the dining table, his face covered in blood. He threatened his son to cooperate with him to deceive the police. He looked at his son in disbelief. He picked up the bread on the table and stuffed it into his mouth while warning the boy, hoping the boy would help him perjure himself. His son was so scared that he kept sobbing. Mike continued to threaten him to make a choice. He ate the bread, waiting for his son to decide. However, he didn't know that a large amount of sleeping pills had already been added to the food. Early the next morning, the police surrounded the room. Only the living son was left inside, silently watching the farce come to an end.